very little wrong. And the only moments where you feel like they're making mistakes on the map is when they're getting greedy. I mean, Chovy had that weird play where he was interrupted by the Rocks, right? Great response there from Calix, who had a great game. Caught by Lehens. Other than that, like, it just felt like, wow, that's the closest you can get, but you're not even really close. And even when they had a gold lead, not for 1 second, I think that most people believe that Nongshim could win it. Like, if they had gotten a few more decisive fights, I think we'd trust. But when you see a gold lead that's less than 2,000 against the best team in the world, you're like, well, let's wait and see.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrying. Here we are into the draft for game number 2. The Rumble going to continue to be banned away by Gen.G. They banned Xin Zhao and Varus as well. Yunara, Galio, and Pantheon were the bans for Nongshim. So Orianna is going to mix things up here just a little.
Yunara gets banned in the second spot. Now the Varus is gone. Wukong is gone as well.
I mean, it's probably Rumble, Pantheon, Yunara, right? Pantheon, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's RYP RIP.
Oh.
RIP getting
RYP.
OP champions.
It'd be ripe.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I don't know, I just pronounce it I.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I don't have to say the whole Y part. It's a short Y vowel, yeah.
Yeah, it fits, it fits.
Let's see what this final ban is going to be for Nongshim, because like the Talia, the Azir are gone, the Corki's gone. I was going to say, I wouldn't even hate if they just banned Lucian here. It's like, I don't want that. I don't want to deal with that. Trundle, it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to avoid a, so Pantheon's likely to be banned here, but then you can get the Xin Zhao. There's no Trundle to answer the Xin, and it makes Xin Zhao feel a little bit more powerful here for Gideon.
That's true. It makes a lot of sense.
Might be an idea that they've had.
They also could be looking for some sort of tank pick for King and to try to give Gio a late game scaling AD carry that has a front line.
Yep.
We've known that Gio is great at late game AD carries. The problem is a lot of those carries, like the Senna, the Smolder, are just irrelevant in this meta because they lose the 2v2 so hard. It's just not playable. And the Ryze will come through.
Huh.
So they don't get the Xin Zhao yet, but they might go Ryze Xin Zhao on blue side in game 2. That's changing it up a little bit.
That could be the option that they're looking for. Is it time for Canyon and Chovy to have a good time on the Rift? That's the question.
Any funsies? That's kind of fun. A little bit of fun.
Pseudo fun. A little bit of pseudo fun there.
It could pair with something fun, like what if he plays Lissandra?
Hey!
Viego?
Oh no, that's too much.
No, we're not doing it.
I also don't think the combo sounds that great. Galio is still up, so Chovy's going to play that. That was the ban that slipped through last time around.
But now we get the coveted rare blue side Ryze Xin Zhao game 2 game.
Do you even want to pick Xin though into this?
No. What will they? Possibly. If they had gone...
Oh, the Gideon special?
Oh,
that's a fun one. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's move forward together with this, okay? Double Soul Laners on lock, just going straight for the Ambessa. We have no idea what the AD carry is just yet of the top matchup, but Ambessa high value. Yep,
Renekton, the answer to Ambessa, probably going to come through here. We have seen the Lord demonstrate just how powerful the Renekton can be in this matchup.
There's not a lot of damage in this comp just yet for Gen.G. So we'll see what they want to do to shore that up here with Ruler. As you could just go all in and go Lucian, and I'm pretty sure Gen.G would be happy to do that. And again, go with the I win, I show nothing strategy I was talking about in game 1. But it's not the perfect Lucian angle. Especially, obviously, at this point, we don't know what Nongshim RedForce are drafting. We only know the Soul Laners.
Yep. Let's see what the angle is going to be here. Of course, the Poppy is still a flex, so theoretically could be going into Lehens' hands, but they're going to focus on the bottom lane first up, as of course Xayah pretty good into the Vi and the Galio, so they do want to take that one away.
Sivir again. I always want to say Ezreal is a pretty safe ban here, but it's weak in so many lane matchups right now, unless you go Karma, that I don't know if they'll ban it. I think they'll be okay playing into it.
I think banning Kai'Sa from Ruler is probably a good idea.
That's probably the game plan, but you can then just play Lucian if you want to, as there's not a lot of damage in this comp, remember, for Gen.G if they don't steamroll the early game. So, Nautilus ban. Another flex of support in jungle.
Hey, true. On this patch, certainly is. And we get the zoom in onto Lehens, who's now trying to work out who to ban. The Kai'Sa is going to run away.
Are they just going to play Lucian, or do they have another, more fun plan in mind?
Could be something cool. What if he just locked Kog'Maw? That would be
That would be
fun.
another fun plan that I did not have in my mind, but they had in their minds.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be good, but it'd be fun.
They could just... Okay,
Nico.
I forgot about this champion, by the way, which wasn't banned in Game 1.
Everyone forgot it in Game 1. You're exactly right.
All right,
good luck.
The late Nico lock-in, which pairs well with a lot. It wins you the lane regardless of who you're with. There's the Ezreal I talked about that they didn't ban. And we're just going to fight fire with fire, aren't we, Lehens? Okay, this is a little bit different than playing into the Poppy in the bottom lane, though.
And Shape Splitter can be pretty good into Cocoon.
Yeah, you can just
if you have
block it.
good reflexes with it. So it could be an opportunity here for Duro to show his skills.
And even if you don't have perfect reflexes, you can predict, or if you're retreating, you can just stop the angle. There's a lot of really cool outplays you can make.
It's a Vayne game, isn't it?
Nah, he's just going to play Lucian. Oh, he's going to play Caitlyn. That's
That's a different pick!
It's almost fun. It's slightly fun.
That'd be
More
quite
fun than
cool.
Lucian. More
there
fun
it
than
is.
Lucian. Yay!
All right, there's something a little bit new here out of Gen.G.
All right.
If we're celebrating a Caitlyn pick, you know that we're running on fumes here as far as new picks. Of course, Lehens, I mean, the Elise is something that we don't see all that often, but it's Lehens, so we're not surprised.
So for Lehens, you see it quite often, comparatively. I look at the draft here of Nongshim, and I think if you get through the early game pretty well, it's a pretty good draft. It's very safe. The Ezreal pick into the Vi and the Renekton, you know, the Caitlyn lane is going to be kind of a problem with the Nico there. That's not going to be great. But if you get out, okay, if you survive, which most teams can't say against Gen.G, but if you do, because last game I also thought the Alistar pick was going to be not as bad as this one necessarily, but really rough. They got out of there. Maybe Ezreal hits some skill shots. Maybe Gio impresses us. Maybe he survives when we get to another game state. But if you're behind and you're playing Elise on this comp, good luck. I mean, Valdez and I played the how many times does Lehens die on the Elise game? Last time we said like 8. He died 6, I think, that game. They won also. But, this time, I'm not sure. If you fall behind, it is just so tricky because you're so squishy. You got to find vision. I mean, yes, Gideon can do a little bit of that for you, but you lose map control with this comp against Gen.G with this dive comp. Good luck in the rest of your game.
Yeah, it's a rough time. Looking forward to seeing how it's going to go, though, as Nongshim with the blue side. See what they can make of this draft this time.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right. Oh, wow. Got a pretty good power up here for the Caitlyn with Shadow Clone. I think that's best in slot at the moment in TFT for the current Caitlyn build.
I got to get into TFT.
It's fine. It's okay, but the two comps that were just like really fun to play have just been nerfed. And so I don't know what to play anymore. Because I used to play only Soul Fighter, and then that became like the thing that everyone plays, and so then I couldn't play that anymore. And then I was just abusing Akali Volibear, and now I can't do that anymore, and so I don't know what to do. It's a bit rough. That being said, did get a fair bit of LP from the Soul Fighter before it got completely overpowered. Anyway, it's neither here nor there, as we're having a look here at this bottom side of the map first.
Normally, when you pick the Elise, you have a very oppressive laner, like Caitlyn, by the way, who's not with this. Gideon is going to be on vision when he starts this, so Gen.G are knowers.
Yep.
Chovy.
Oh, he just wants the popcorn shit. He flashes? Okay. I mean, I don't have the why.
So anyway, back to the bottom lane. So when you pick the Elise, you normally want to have like an oppressive laner like the Caitlyn, and you want to crush the lane. It's great into melee, but if you have good setup for it, you know, you can play into range. We have an Ezreal. Sometimes you're outranged as Ezreal by the Caitlyn, and they have a Nico. It doesn't do what you normally do on Elise in the laning phase of the 2v2. You're kind of... You know,
yeah, Nico's also pretty good in the early game as well, so...
It's a Lehens favorite, but I don't think he's enjoying his time that much yet.
No.
Level 2 advantage.
They do have some more buttons available for themselves, like you were talking about. Do miss a little bit of farm here, as we can see. We're going to be able to get a ward down, make his way back to the lane.
Even
making a lot of noise.
The Nico clone as Caitlyn is very annoying.
Yeah, right? All right, Lahen's looking to clear out some vision, though. And we'll be able to get that last hit on the ward. Just sacrifice 50% of both of their health bars, but will gain control of the wave, at least momentarily. That is going to be pushing back towards Ruler and Duro now.
Yeah, they just don't mess around with trying to contest without it.
Ruler has
a
cheeky Mystic Shot.
Yeah, you got to be hitting those, to be honest, in order to get any ground back in this lane, or your cocoons, which was nearly hit.
Ooh, Cannon. Going down lower as Canyon's making his way in. Calyx.
Bait all along the flash play.
Yeah, perhaps. Although Canyon is just going to be wandering after him. Does manage to hit him with a bit of a punch, but not too much more.
Okay.
There we go.
Phase rush. Get out of there.
Nongshim doing just fine. And here on this top side of the map, Keen also having a very good time here in this lane. We know that Renekton, especially early on, is going to be feeling quite happy in this matchup. But with all of the changes that have happened, the Dominus buffs and things like that, it is certainly an opportunity here for Keen to make stuff happen even later into the game.
He wouldn't. No.
He is not going to. You are correct.
He's very wise to it.
Ooh, Keen. He could be in trouble, though. Does flash to get out of the way of the heroic charge. And that will successfully get him out of there, but that is another flash on cooldown. Chovy just used his as well. Why? No idea. How? Not sure. But we will probably get more of a clue as to what was happening there. Did you see it?
No.
Meanwhile, Duro is possibly just dead, as never mind, Lahen's not going to go for it. As Canyon, we're going to take this one down. Heroic Charge doesn't get the stun into the wall, though, so the Vi will be A-okay.
The flash usage from Chovy has been interesting.
This is an absolute mystery.
So... Oh. That's a W!
There we go, and an E, and a Q.
Yeah. I meant like it's a win, but yeah, it's actually accurate, in fact.
I knew. I was just
no, you added extra letters to what I said.
Extra letters!
Yeah.
So why...
you know what? You and I spent the whole game one pretending like Nongshim might beat Gen.G. Like, we were like, maybe there's a chance until they lost control, right? And then...
Right now, like, if the stuff is still... like, weird things continue to happen, maybe enough weird things happen for Gen.G to lose the tempo vibes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Chovy's not going to like this. Likes this a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a fair bit.
Or likes that a little bit less. You know, it's crazy. You remember, I don't know if you ended up watching the GSL when ST was dominant in StarCraft 2. This means nothing to, like, most of our viewers, but...
I think it's fine.
Tasis and Artosis, like, mythologically created this whole storyline for ST, creating a universe and a dream and stuff, because it was, like, he was such a dominant player that it was hard to commentate games where he was in it, because it was just like, well, you don't have a chance. It's Nesty. Like, if he decided you snapped his fingers, you'd be dead. But he's playing with you because he respects you. Yeah. Kind of thing. And the entire universe was actually just his dream. I feel like we might have to, like, live up to them with how Gen.G plays right now. Like, with some of the laissez-faire decision-making we saw in Game 1, but it still doesn't matter because they make all the right decisions in the right moments. The macro is phenomenal. The team fight setups, the judging of the situation. So when you see, like, yeah, small advantage for Calyx, I'm like, well, let's wait and see if that means anything, you know?
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like they know which decisions they can do weird stuff in and which ones they will cost them. As speaking of costing them, this is an opportunity now as Kane, with the Dominus, is going to be able to use it to clear out the wave at least, as he now tries to get on top of Kingin, and they cannot kill him through the Dominus. No flash, remember? And Keen just says, and what?
Yeah, so he knows exactly the limits he can push, the silly things he can do, the aggressive laning he pushes for, yeah. King and down flash, by the way, on the 2v1.
Okay.
And, yeah, it did happen. Keen does not have teleport, and King will stay in the lane.
Yeah.
So that's, you know.
So Gen.G's universe that they've created, I can't, maybe we should talk to Nick and Dan about how this universe was created so we can figure out the blueprint that Gen.G's following. Yeah,
well, it's like, you know, StarCraft 2 was a 1v1 game, so you could think of it like it was all Nesty's dream. Maybe it's just Arnold's dream.
That could be it.
You know, because he's in a big part how this roster was formed, and
maybe it's Chogi's dream.
But I mean, I think
maybe he did find himself and created a universe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it actually was literally Arnold's dream to put in together a super team like this.
Yeah, I remember.
And like, both times he had one new prospect, right? Pays and then Duro.
Yep.
And both times that new prospect popped the hell off Atlas. Like
They were pretty good. They
yeah.
were pretty good.
And I think part of it is because they have the 4 Gen.G core players with them. And of course, like a huge part of Pay's success was the development Lehens gave him.
Oh, that's so true. So true.
But I think for Duro, it's
Speaking of
cooler.
Lehen,
he's coming to leave.
he's leaving. Yeah, going. Oh, Canyon. They have a control ward here, as it is just going to be evicted. There we go. What are we looking at? It's the grubs.
Yeah, grub fight. A level 6 Duro is pretty terrifying if he can get into this pit.
Yeah, does need that level 6 though. Unfortunately, doesn't have it just yet. As Canyon wants to be able to get at least one of these as Ace in the Hole comes through. Gio just making his way out though. Lehens on vision. And the Cocoon is going to go wide. There's the Pop Blossom. He goes forward. Looks to try and take down the jungler. The heroic charge, the heroic entrance is fantastic. Gideon's dead. That is going to be one of the grubs over to Gen.G, but ultimately, the feat of strength is going to reside with Nongshim, but Gen.G should be able to also get themselves a bit more.
Yeah, it's a big kill. A little bit late on the engage there from Duro, but I think the positioning of Nongshim was pretty good. Like, they were really well split, and it was hard for him to find the angle. He was also very conspicuously, for most of that, a level 4 minion, like, or, you know, just kind of lurking on the edge. He was a level 5 Caitlyn for a little bit of it.
Oh, that's true, because I was baited by the level being Ruler's level.
He just barely
level
hit
6 anyway.
Yeah, and he ulted, it was good. He helped them get that kill as Keen is just dodging everything.
Sliding through. That was pretty schmick, my friend. Well played.
So they get a kill. Nongshim get grubs. Not all of them, but, you know, Rise and Bessa happy with the grubs. There's that level 4 minion just kind of hanging out. He's like, oh, I'm definitely a minion. Nongshim like, you're definitely not. And then he still finds this 2-man with the flash. They get the grub. They get the pick with the Vi engage on top. And they almost get Calyx, but not quite.
Yeah, he does have the phase rush, so Calyx is able to make his way out. But of course, the focus was killing Gideon. They did manage to successfully do that. So now, 2 minutes on the second Dragon of the game. Double Dragon available for Gen.G if they can pick that one up. As Chovy moving on in towards that top lane as we were singing the praises of Keen, but now could be in a whole host of trouble. Flashes out of the way of that public execution as now Lehens not quite in cocoon range, so isn't able to kill Keen. So once again, that flash on cooldown. This Crocodile is still very scary despite the amount of you know, audience participation there's been from Nongshim in his lane.
It's wild. Like, Keen rather, and Keen is trying to make these plays, but Keen is just so resilient. I feel like in every scenario, it's so frustrating to lane against this guy. It's frustrating to lane against Caitlyn Nico also. Gio's been finding that out this whole game. He's 30 CS down. He did opt into this.
Yeah, Ruler is doing a little bit of just stealing stuff away. As True Shot Barrage not going to connect there, as Ruler at least doesn't get hit by that one, but it was a good cocoon to start this one off. But just Peacemaker across the wave, hit each minion a couple of times. By a couple, I mean once. And then again, Gio has to deal with just a full stack of minions heading his way, and Ruler hitting him with as many buttons as he can. And Lehen's probably not very interested in taking that one. Keen's by himself now.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. I liked the part where Gio shifted towards Lehens to get behind.
Help me, Lehens!
And then Lehens was not interested, and then they lost more plates. I like that part.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of the game so far. Otherwise, it's a bit of a Caitlyn show.
There's two. Okay. Lehens. Okay.
Does he take the risky E? No. He's just like, I take most of his health and then go back.
Look at this. And so now, with Nongshim overloading the bottom side of the map, Keen's like, no, I'm going to get out of here. And so that means now Chovy is free hitting this top outer turret. Yeah, Kingen is getting some work done down here, but that is 2 plates that they've managed to get out of that turret.
By the way, the whole mid turret
is likely just dead as Canyon moves in, and this is just going to belong to Gen.G. Down it will go. The Dragon has just spawned. That is a location where Nongshim did have members on the Rift, but they have since reset.
This is kind of the game I was talking about where I said like the 8 to 10 minutes and we're like, yeah, it's one of those games.
Yeah.
This is kind of the Gen.G when I was
honestly, it's pretty beautiful to watch though, because
it is fun, yeah.
They move like water, don't they?
They really do, and like they're everywhere. Like you think you can, it's like whack-a-mole. You think you put one Gen.G side laner down and the other one gets like 2 plates on the top side and then you're like, okay, why did I deal with that? Oh, my mid turret's gone.
Yep. just kind of infesting the map.
They did face up, pick the Elise with the Nico there, and you know, the Caitlyn is a great response here to this bottom 2v2. It is it's a problem for Nongshim as Kingan's going to eat a turret shot.
Yep, there's a lot of there's not a lot of minions available here for Nongshim as Keen just
Spiderlings.
presses R and he's totally fine.
Yeah, Keen is like, he's like, yeah, you guys try to kill me. That's my whole game here. While the rest of my team wins the game, the real game. This is like a fun little mini game I'm playing. It's a Yakuza side quest. It's very fun.
Oh my! His Stridebreaker just clears out the rest of the wave as well, and so they can do nothing about it. Chovy has been playing PvE League of Legends the whole time. Canyon's like sometimes come over and said like, at least I know that there are enemies on the map, but not really.
They're not.
Ruler's been hitting turrets, and Keen's been just fending off Nongshim.
There's no team fights. Like my theory about the Lehen's deaths, it just holds no water.
Continuing as Chovy living his best life here towards the top side, Ruler is going to be able to claim these last couple of plates.
Yeah, this is the new thing with Gen.G where Chovy doesn't get all of the farm, they give a lot of the money to Ruler. It's kind of a newer trend. Like, watch that recent Corki game he played.
I mean, they're even on farm, but like, Giu's 40 CS down.
Yeah, he is trying to be relevant in this game. Gideon is also trying to be relevant by starting a dragon.
Yeah.
And Gen.G are not really near it, so I think he's going to get away with it.
Yep, Keen also just Spidey sense is tingling just a little bit here, as there is a spider on his side of the rift. Keen walks away from the turret, clears out the wave. Another Hextech Drake going to be our soul for today in this game number 2. Giu does finally get towards the Trinity Force, but feeling a little bit slow on this one. Collector already done here for Ruler.
Okay, well, Kingan, he's now the
public execution comes down, but the immediate taunt to come in. There's the Pop Blossom as well, as Lehens gets ulted here by Canyon. Not exactly an optimal target, but the heroic entrance is going to deny any follow-up. And now, Calix is having to deal with the minions and Keen underneath this one. Canyon moving on over the flash forward, and Calix is able to take down the Croc. That's going to be a solo kill there for the Rise, and one back here for Nongshim. Feeling fantastic. Gideon moving on in as well. The two-man taunt is going to come through. There's Feats of Warfare as it's the Nico that locks down the Rise to get some revenge here for Keen. Teleport in as Giu is trying to get some damage onto this outer turret. Isn't going to be able to finish that one off as Chovy was there to defend.
At least they got, you know, some damage on it. He got some time alone in the mid lane. While the rest of Gen.G was down there, Chovy is eventually forced to TP to defend. Really great play there from Calix. The rest of this is just more Gen.G in a single area with a good engage here from Duro. Then the engage onto Lehens, like you said, it's not the ideal target, but who really is in this case as Calix is under the turret. The wave is cleared in part due to the True Shot barrage, and then the root is good. They chase down Keen. Well played by Calix here.
He was so close to Dominus as well. It actually just came off cooldown.
Yep.
And he couldn't get the health back and press that button. Still, the revenge is swift.
And they get the whole thing. The rise in the bottom lane, the turret.
And they're doing, like, so this is something that, like, 2018 KT did a heck of a lot, where they picked Jinx and Caitlyn, and they just moved the Jinx and Caitlyn to kill these turrets. As Keen does have the Dominus, but once again, it's his arch nemesis in Calix. As they get the vision, he does avoid that Q as he's looking to try and run this one out, but the Rune Prison is going to be there. And so that's a second death here for Keen.
You receive one Renekton. I receive...
Well, Lehens is not having a great time here as Capybara comes on through. There is the flash out from Lehens after he does come back down. And now we're going to get yet another charge. Yeah, but they did kill Keen. And there it is in a turret. Going to be picked up here most likely as this minion wave is conquering through.
So you receive one Renekton, I receive 2 inner turrets, and a flash.
Yes.
That is the cross map on the kill there that we did see come through from Calix as Kingan sets this up. You can see Keen is like, something's not right about this. The Realm Warp is committed to. And then instantly on the other side of the map, they just push in.
Yeah, this was Rift Herald going over at the same time as well.
Sorry, I forgot to list that in the...
yeah, sorry. It's one of those.
There's a man with long hair with his fingers together in a kind of pensive pose with a trade offer. Yeah. I don't know if Nongshim should have taken it, but I think it might have been the best deal they could get. And this Rise is now isolated in the side lane, and I think he has some friends coming. Let's see. Let's see if it can save him.
Cease and desist is going to come on through there, but the public execution is going to come down. Still, they lose the Rise. True Shot Barrage does not a whole lot, but Canyon, oh, the taunt defense from Chovy is so good. And there are no minions here. Duro's moving in. He was a Krug. That was cool. Bit of a Doran cosplay. You love to see that. And here's the real Crocodile. Pop Blossom's gigantic. As the heroic entrance is down on top of it. Chovy's at about 50 health, but that's pretty much all he needs. And the revenge from Keen is swift and destructive. Kingen trying to get in here to do his best Rich impression, but unfortunately, Gen.G are just too strong, and that's a clean ace here at 18.5 minutes as Chovy picks up 2,500 kills.
Wow. They didn't even put that on the... Like, that wasn't even on the... Was that on the key player? Like,
it was on a lot of fan signs, but I don't think it was on our key player thingy today.
Weird. Like, it's crazy how sometimes we're like 8 kills away and we put it up and then it's Chovy and like...
Yeah, I think last week we had it. We didn't want to...
we didn't double up. Okay, all right. I mean, to be fair, he only got 1 kill in this game, but it was the big one.
It was.
Yeah, it feels like, okay, maybe we got something here. We saved it. Keen's like, there's no Rise. That's my natural predator. And then the fake Renekton comes in.
Oh,
so
that's double circles as well, man. Yeah, it's so cool.
And it's not a Venn diagram I'd want to be in.
Nope.
Keen just cleans up house. No Rise to root him, and then this part's really funny. Except when I say funny, I mean sad. Is Chovy's like ready to taunt, but he gets rooted. Chovy's like, aw.
Ruler as well, just having the greatest Caitlyn game ever, where he spends the whole game just hitting turrets, and outside of that, no one's focused. Oh, he is possibly dead. Gideon's there to help him. Thankfully, it wasn't Lehens again, who may have just let him die. But instead, Gideon's there to save him, as there is a little bit of a catch, but the public execution is going to come down. Let's see whether Dura can protect the president, as Rule actually able to get out of the way of Gideon here, and Gio is able to finish him off. So the bottom lane's going to die. That is going to be the Hextech Drake in trade.
All right, a little bit of vengeance.
Yeah, not too bad.
A little bit of a happy game moment.
A little bit of a caster curse from Atlas as well, as I was just saying that Ruler, all he had to do was hit turrets, and he's not getting any focus, and then immediately afterwards he was focused.
Look at his build, like he went IE Collector. Doesn't have the rapid fire cannon or anything like that for maximum like turret snipe from a million miles away.
He did make sure that he had the slingshot.
Yeah.
For as much time as possible, which I respect.
I think this is Otacon.
Yeah. Keen
nearby.
Still looking for a potential angle, as they will get some bounty gold by taking this one down. Still, that is a decent evacuation there. A cease and desist comes on through, but Canyon's in so much trouble. Gets so much health back, though, and Gideon eventually be able to lock it down, but the Winds of War will finish him off. Gen.G are very far ahead, ladies and gentlemen. That's a large reason why this looks so one-sided. So the Otacon going to Nongshim is still a big deal.
Yeah, Gio with his blue buff trying to Q as fast as possible to get his arcane shift back on cooldown, gets out of there. Nicely timed shift against Chovy's attempted taunt there. Okay, so it all starts off here, where Kingen looks for the engage, and the turn is swift by Duro, but there's a lot of Nongshim members here, and I think Gen.G should have been a little bit more respectful of this, considering where the rest of the team is on the map. Both solo laners on the top side, and Canyon, even though there's Hex Gates, is pretty far away. They get the secure, they get the bounty, and then Keen is actually stopped on the engage by Steadfast Presence, gets a ton of value, then Gideon gets the ult away. And then, yes, this gets a little bit messy. The wallets are very heavy. Gio gets out, but I think this is about as well, these last two fights, that Nongshim could have ever gotten, like, in terms of the result. Like, that was the best they could have ever hoped for, is what I'm really getting at. And now it's only a 2,000 gold lead for Ruler. Ezreal got 2 items. 2 item spike. 2 item spike on the Ezreal.
There's something.
Yeah.
Rapid Fire Cannon has got to be basically done here for Ruler, as well as we are Hexgating around the Rift. Duro could be in a little bit of trouble here, as Ruler is also in massive trouble. There's a public execution to lock him down. They'll find themselves a whole bunch of extra money as Duro. Yeah, he's not in this fight any longer. And Nongshim, there's not a whole lot to fight for here in this bottom side river, but they're going to win whatever that fight was for. Yeah, it was for mainly just kill Ruler.
The happy gaming might be turning into like a colon, you know, just straight line kind of face gaming, where you're a little bit, like, starting to get a little bit annoyed that it's not going as well as you thought. Ox did say, you know, in one of our work chats 15 minutes ago, I just hope both teams have fun. And
guess what?
Nongshim's having a little fun right now because Gen.G really are.
Yeah.
little happy gaming, but a little happy punish from Nongshim. Let's see if they can catch King in here. Does have flash, no ult.
It's still a big lead as Kingen, I don't know whether he's going to be able to get out of this one. Cease and desist is just going to be employed. King comes down. Kingen going to get knocked up because there's a heroic entrance, and Chovy will be able to lock down the kill in the end. Yeah, once they've got their claws in, it's really almost impossible to escape.
Yeah, it might be with the next wave here, the inner turret. I mean, even without Baron, you just focus it down and say, well, if Calyx wants to defend it, he can try. You know, he can try his hardest, but I don't think he's going to. Oh, Duro. Look natural, Duro. Fly casually, Duro.
There's 5 caster minions here in this wave as the True Shot Barrage sails over, but this inner turret is well and truly dead. I think that is every inner turret down, by the way. Yeah. Gen.G currently have 7 turrets.
They also got the the inhibitor.
Yeah.
A little bit of farming by Gio during the interim. Like, he got a wave to crash into the Gen.G inners. So
he did actually close that gap by about 600 gold. Not
yeah,
too bad.
he keeps chiseling away a little bit.
Oh, excellent use of chiseling.
I think that, like, Gen.G, or rather Nongshim, made the right choice to let that inner go in the bottom lane. The gold lead is still nearly 5,000, but all it takes is one team fight and a little bit of map control. Maybe Nongshim could steal a win away. Maybe that 5-gamer could be upon us. Yeah. I'm hoping for it because, you know, Gen.G just kind of default winning and being the best team ever and running circles around everyone in this group. Except, you know, occasionally T1 is... Yeah, it's just not as fun as Nongshim getting a little fun
yeah. I mean, it is fun, like, international events.
Yes, no, that's fine. If they're not LCK teams, I'm like, yeah, cool, it's totally fine.
Yeah, but yeah, when it's here, it's nice when things are a little bit more competitive. So far, it has not necessarily been, unless it's T1 versus Gen.G.
And not even always.
More of those.
Yeah, not even always competitive in that series. Like, individual games can be quite not.
Ace in the hole will just be eaten here by Gideon. He's happy to do that.
Oh, the canyon wraparound is scary.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of vision. Like, not a whole lot of people having very much vision at all. A lot of Nongshim's vision is very forward, and you can see that's not where Gen.G are coming from. They are moving from behind. Cease and desist right out of nowhere. Heroic entrance just to make sure they can't further engage the flash out. But the taunt is there to follow, and the Pop Blossom for the follow-up is so good out of Gen.G. Over the wall they go as Lahens does dash cannon his way out. That is going to be a teleport away from the Ambessa. Kingen is able to keep himself alive, but with Gio and Gideon down, that will be soul point going over to Gen.G, and even Lahens will be cut down where he stands.
So Atlas, do you remember when I was talking about in the previous game where I was like, oh, Nongshim had prio, they didn't go for the Baron, like they had the angle, maybe they had the turn angle with the Wukong, but you just never know with Gen.G. You don't know what angle they're going to take, you don't know where they're going to come from. This is that exact type of situation where you have prio, you're trying to set this dragon, you don't have a gold lead in this game, you're not even close, but then your Ezreal gets engaged on over the dragon pit wall by a Vi, Chovy flashes, gets a taunt on you, and you're just like, I'm Ezreal, I'm trying to play the game into this dive comp. I picked it to escape. I lost lane, but I thought at least in the late game I could get out of the engage. No, you can't. Not against this team.
And also the Keeper's Verdict hit a clone.
Yeah, that's also not...
I think it was played just really well by Duro more than anything else, but still a little bit rough here.
It did make the fight less confusing for a moment.
Public execution on to Chovy, as the rest of Gen.G are right here, and so I don't think Kingen wants to go any further. Still has done a fair bit of damage, but he's 2 levels down, man. The taunt is going to connect. Cease and desist comes on through, and they just wail on the Ambassador. Down she goes. A lot of damage onto Lahens, as well as the flash out from Canyon is not going to be successful. Keen with the Dominus running, but the Pop Blossom connects onto 3 into the back line as Chovy goes forward and goes golden. Still Duro is going to fall as Ruler with the ace in the hole. Gio actually going to soak that one for Lahens, teaching him what to do next time, most likely.
Yeah, don't make me use my barrier. Doesn't have barrier.
Still, that was a trade up for Nongshim.
Yeah, Nongshim once again catch Gen.G a little bit broken up on the fight.
Oh, is it Baron time?
Oh, is it this game? They're not going to make the same hesitation they did last game. TP for Chovy. After the back, he can return right away. Lahens
the flash. Okay. Crocodile better than Spider, as it turns out. There is now a control ward in the Baron pit. Teleport to come forward as Gen.G wanting to stop this from going down, but the Realm Warp gets Nongshim out of there!
The heist! That's a real heist right there. Sometimes we call Baron heist, but they're not as heisty as this one.
That was a feisty heist.
You had a feisty heist indeed. You couldn't have said it better. And like, they had the Realm Warp put on the ground before the smite. They know the enemy jungler isn't there. And this fight here, Gen.G think they have the faster collapse, which technically they do, but they just don't actually have the damage onto valuable targets here as King soaks so much. By the time they actually get in, look at how much damage has already been done.
And look at Ruler.
Yeah.
He's just wandering around the Otacon pit trying to work out which way to slowly walk towards his teammates.
He's just not here the entire time. By the time the Pop Blossom engage happens, even with the root, by the way, it's double root on Gio and Lehens. There's just no fault because Ruler just isn't quite there yet. Gio gets the block, and then here Lehens sacrifices himself to try to see if there's anyone coming in to contest this, as in live.
Okay, Cease and Desist comes down yet again. The heroic entrance going to be eaten there by by the Zhonya's, but ultimately doesn't really do too much of anything at all. So Calyx is just dead. One Baron now down, 3 left remaining on the Rift. As Rebel Baron power play, still positive, still in the red, still feeling all right.
Getting 2 cooldowns as well, the Seraphs and the Zhonya's out of Calyx there. The Zhonya's will be up, both of them will be up relatively soon, but still, maybe not for the next skirmish when he is alive, but I mean, for Nongshim here, you're kind of like, is this playable? Is this winnable? The gold lead hasn't really changed. It's been 5K for the last few minutes, but if you can survive for, 5 to 10 more minutes, like that gold lead will mean very little.
Yeah.
Right now, it still means a lot, but if Gen.G keep haphazardly taking these skirmishes, if they keep kind of walking in without their AD carry, or the jungler engages a little bit early, maybe there's a way back into this game. I'm not going to predict it, but here's how Calyx died. He just got wrapped around on. A lot of cooldowns
He's level
going wide
18.
there. Yeah, but ultimately he still dies.
Yep. So is certainly the one worth focusing though in this game, as Calyx really has had a great day, regardless of the fact that it's looking really difficult, as Chovy just wanders towards this dark brush, and Lehens takes so much damage. My goodness, Gideon has to flash away. 54 seconds until this Hextech Soul Point Dragon comes through for Gen.G.
Yeah, I mean, for Gen.G, this is Hextech. If they grab it, and look at the map, like, I don't know if...
Do you know what Hextech Soul's win rate is today, though?
100... Oh, no,
0%.
Yeah, no, it's... I don't know why I wanted to say 100.
So maybe Nongshim should give it to them.
I'm gonna say no. It delayed that last game pretty well, but Nongshim are actually just gonna go push mid, try to pull Gen.G off the dragon. This is one way to wrestle Prio away when you don't have any.
Well, Chovy and Ruler are looking to come in here as the ace in the hole comes down. Gideon going to soak that one, but he's not too happy about it, as there is the public execution king and gets into the backline, but his targets just get evacuated. Gideon now in trouble as Chovy is their target, but he's able to justicely punch his way out. And Duro splitting the shapes.
Gio has so much power in these moments. He has flash as well with his E, so it's hard to engage on him, and he can follow up from such a distance. Gideon trying to start this dragon up as Gio offers damage. I just don't know about this.
Yeah, Duro is trying to spot this one out as Lehens gets caught yet again. Goes up into the sky as King is now able to get himself out, but unfortunately Rule is able to shut down the Spider Lady, and now Nongshim looking for the turn. Gideon in amongst it, but nobody else is really there as Duro trying to fight off this dragon, and it's not quite working, and Canyon flashes to get himself the Hextech Soul, and now we get to witness Caitlyn and Hextech Soul. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not something you want to be going up against, as Gio gonna have all of his Qs avoided apart from that one. But everything else is gonna go wide, as there is the net over the wall, and Ruler locks down the ace and the Hextech Soul. And I think Gen.G are just going to wander up this bottom lane and look to finish the game.
It wasn't clean. It wasn't clean, but Gen.G, once again, dominant win here, and they'll take the 2-0. Definitely some fun to be had. Definitely an extremely dominant early game. Those some fun times to be had in mid-game.
Yeah.
But extremely dominant early game, and now the last to fall.
Oh dear.
The first to fall in the previous fight. Lehens is dead, the turrets are dead, and Gen.G, another day in the office in the Legend group, another 2-0.
And
they're
25-0 against Nongshim now as well. Wasn't really Nongshim's day, although certainly some positives to draw from it, right? I think it was a decent performance from Calyx here today.